It's Wednesday, January 11th, and this is now on H&N.
These kinds of disruptions should not happen.
Travelers stranded in Hawaii and across the country are frustrated after an FAA system failure cancels and delays flights.
So now we're a bit stressed if we're actually going to get there in time or not.
Move back, move back. Grab your kids, move back.
We've got your first alert to a high surf warning issued for the largest northwest swell of the season.
It was up to our knees.
Cleaning up before another storm. I'm Danya Backus with a look at the damage left behind by this week's atmospheric river storm as the West braces for another round of bad weather.
Plus, the story behind this amazing whale encounter off Hawaii Island. That's coming up on This Is Now.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. We begin with some breaking news. The wreckage of the air ambulance that went down off Maui December 15th has been found. It was a Hawaii Life Flight twin-engine plane. The NTSB said they found it Monday at a depth of more than 6,400 feet. This comes after extensive searches at deep-sea depths involving high-tech underwater sonar systems and autonomous underwater vehicles. Now, the crash killed the pilot, a flight paramedic, and a flight nurse. A preliminary report indicates the pilot may have become disoriented and lost control of the aircraft. NTSB officials said the wreckage will be taken to a secure location for further examination. The cockpit voice recorder will also be analyzed.
Good afternoon. Thanks for watching. This is Now. We got to get to the other big story of the day. A breaking news update to get to. Travel chaos across the nation and here at home after an FAA outage really caused a meltdown to travel today. We want to get the very latest now as we take this live look at Honolulu's airport from Isabel Rosales. Here's her report she just filed.
Hey, Jonathan, what a nightmare here for travelers. The ground stop from the FAA, that has been lifted, but still the number of cancellations and delays, that number just keeps climbing. All of this chaos, it's raising some serious questions right now about the state of technology infrastructure over at the FAA. Flights once again in the air after the system the FAA uses to provide pilots with pre-flight safety notices failed overnight, causing the agency to institute a nationwide ground stop briefly Wednesday morning. More than 8,000 flights within, into, or out of the U.S. delayed as of Wednesday afternoon, and more than 1,000 were canceled. The order was lifted shortly before 9 a.m. Wednesday, once the system was restored, but not before wreaking havoc on travelers' itineraries.
It's supposed to be like 11 or 12 when we landed. Now it's going to be 2, and we're missing the first week for a funeral.
Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says the notice-to-air mission system is critical.
This is a standardized, uniform way for getting important safety messages out to airports, aircraft, and airlines. For example, if a runway is closed or maybe a navigation beacon is out, something that a pilot would need to know for safety reasons. Very important, of course, for that information to be flowing efficiently.
Though failures have been rare, Buttigieg says the Department of Transportation is launching an investigation into the system's possible vulnerabilities.
That broader question is a real one. What are the redundancies? What are the backups? What are the means to make sure that a disruption like this does not happen?
For those flying Wednesday, officials say delays are likely to continue throughout the day as airlines work to recover from the backlog. And Jonathan, airports, they are advising travelers if you've got plans for today to travel out, just take a moment, take a beat and go online, check your flight status information, make sure you don't waste your time before you head over to the airport. And when remembering the Southwest fiasco that happened just over a little over a week ago, it really begs the question, Jonathan, just how much more can travelers take?
Yeah, Isabel, this is really sort of a flop of the travel nightmare blame game because over the summer, of course, Buttigieg being quite critical of those airlines. So I got to ask, what steps are the FAA taking to make sure something like this doesn't happen again?
Right, and Buttigieg has been critical of airlines for staffing and tech issues. Well, now this is the FAA's problem, and he's saying that they're going to take responsibility for that too. So keeping the same standard there. Buttigieg says that right now it's really an assessment period, finding out exactly what happened, making sure it doesn't happen again, and also to look and take into account whether this FAA system is just simply outdated. He says he does welcome any congressional attention, especially, Jonathan, as we enter a period here where Congress has to renew funding for the FAA. So critical time.
All right, Isabel Rosales in Washington, D.C. Let's toss things over now to our Casey Lund, who's at Honolulu's airport with the reactions from travelers there.
It was a stressful day here at Honolulu's busiest airport. A lot of the travelers I spoke to early this morning were on one of two mainland flights, one going to Phoenix and one going to LA, both overnight. They both had serious delays. Some of the passengers aboard those flights were here as early as yesterday evening.
So got here at 6 p.m. My family flew out to Dallas at 8:30. So I was here alone, and then I had my flight originally at 11 p.m. to Phoenix, end result being Seattle. And they initially just delayed our flight. They were like, hey, we don't know what's going on. A couple hours go by. They're like, okay, it's 2 a.m. now. We're going to cancel your flight. And they're like, we'll book you on one tomorrow. I called them. They're like, oh, actually, your flight is canceled and we don't have anything till Friday. So stayed here overnight, haven't ate since last night, haven't slept. And they didn't give any accommodations for the hotel, which is fine. And then they just rebooked me on another airline.
Some of the passengers I talked to here had to figure out arrangements for new hotel rooms. Others had much more serious concerns to worry about.
And I do not like this airline. No one's helping me. I have to ask the people that's getting ready to catch a plane to push me in this wheelchair. They just left me, you know? And the customer service, it stinks. It's terrible.
They told us about that. They tried to keep us updated, but it was, kind of spotty.
So how do you feel if you're going to have to stay here even longer? They're trying to get you on this flight. What if this one's delayed?
So they've booked me for the 13th. And I have medical issues. I need medication. I'll be in the ER before I get out of here.
Maria, so you're heading to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened last night, though, why you're still stuck here at Honolulu.
So we arrived at this airport. We were set to board, and then they told us that there was a system outage and they didn't know what time we'd be getting back onto a plane again. They told us that it was delayed, and then they told us at like 12 a.m. that it was actually cancelled. They kicked us out of the airport. We actually didn't have anywhere to stay. They didn't give us any reimbursements regarding hotels or anything, and now we're waiting in line to rebook.
Now, there were some success stories here at DKI. Some of the families I talked to were able to book flights out of Hawaii on different airlines, or at least different flights. Still, no matter what, many of them were here much longer than they had planned on, and for a lot of them that caused big problems, many of them hoping they had missed out on some of those travel nightmares we saw over the holidays. Reporting at Daniel K. Inouye International Airport, I'm Casey Lund. For now, we'll send things back to you.
We are hearing even more stories of travelers who got stuck in Hawaii after the FAA outage caused their flight to be canceled. This is Leah Blaine and her family. They were sitting on a plane at Kahului Airport for 5 hours. She was informed around 10 p.m. that her flight to Dallas was unable to depart and would be delayed. Blaine said passengers were given the option to disembark and wait at the airport, but she chose to stay on the plane since she was traveling with younger passengers who were already asleep. 5 hours after Blaine's flight was initially scheduled to take off, the family was informed that the flight had been canceled altogether. She says American Airlines returned the family's checked luggage and is assisting them with trying to find a hotel.
All right, we got to get to the other really big story of the day. It gave you a first alert to what's happening on the North Shore. Let's bring in our Daryl Huff, who's live there at Waimea Bay with all that mega high surf that's prompted a high surf warning. Daryl, what's going on?
Hi, Jonathan. Well, it's actually been a pretty mellow morning out here at Waimea. We have seen sets up to like 40 feet faces. Right now, about noon, we saw what I think is probably the biggest set of the morning so far. So far, it's been very safe. The surfers out there are all very experienced. There's a lot of them, maybe 30 to 40 out on the waves, accompanied by a number of jet skis, including at least one from the City and County of Honolulu. I did speak with City and County of Honolulu lifeguard Joey Cadiz about what the conditions are out there. He is also a big wave surfer himself.
Well, when conditions are like this, it's life-threatening, both for the surfers and for the people going out to rescue them. So when we go talk to people, it's a team effort. We're constantly looking out for each other. Whether you're a rival surfer with somebody else or not, it's important for us to all look after one another.
All right, Daryl, I've got to ask you, we just heard from that lifeguard there. Have there been any rescues today?
There have been a couple so far. One thing to keep in mind is that these waves are not just here hitting the North Shore. They're also wrapping around the island to the west side. In fact, the most serious rescue incident so far we've heard about today was at Ka'olina, Lagoon 4, where a family was apparently standing on the beach in very shallow water near the rocks that encase that lagoon. They got washed in the rocks. One man did take himself to the hospital, and others were treated at the scene for minor injuries. There also was an incident here at Cam Highway up near rock piles where a road worker who was trying to put back up a barrier was hit by a rogue wave that actually crossed Kamehameha Highway. So there are conditions that really do have to be careful. They've had to warn people away. There's probably 600 or 700 people out here at Waimea. It's been a mellow day for traffic. People are circling the parking lot, and a lot of people are getting parking. But all the way down the highway, you can see people parked. And I think that people are really enjoying a safe day for the most part so far, Jonathan.
Yeah, Daryl, and it does look quite crowded there. And I heard just moments ago over your microphone before we went to your live shot, lifeguards warning those people. Have been people abiding by those lifeguards, or are people getting a little too close?
Well, for the most part, yes. They have yellow tape here, and people are staying mostly behind the yellow tape. Here at Waimea, if you know, where the river comes in from the valley, there's a long wash down there, and people are walking sometimes from all the way on Cam Highway by the church over there across the beach. Those people are sometimes getting hit by some of the wash. They haven't been washed away or had to be rescued. There's equipment on the beach, there's a boat, there's a jet ski, and sometimes the waves will come up and push those around. So what you heard was them warning people to stay away from a jet ski that was parked on the beach because it might hurt them as opposed to the waves themselves. But yeah, for the most part, people are pretty mellow, pretty careful. It's pretty awesome out there. You can see the power, and people are just being really careful so far.
Yeah, Daryl Huff reporting live there, Waimea Bay. No Eddie today, but some excitement nonetheless. Thank you so much, Daryl, for that live report. Wow. Rocking
Incredible
up there.
Stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, we got to get to the other first alert of the day. We're talking about the VOG, and some good news for about a day. It's going to be clearing, but it's coming back. Let's get the details from Billy V.
It's going to clear tomorrow, but then we've got fog and haze for Friday, Saturday as we get into the weekend. Of course, we'll have more clear, stable weather, but also light winds, which doesn't help with that fog and haze around. Just for you on the island of Kauai, notice that today partly cloudy skies, sunny, a couple days of hazy weather here. Maui County, couple of days of sunny. You've got hazy weather once you get towards the weekend. So Kilauea volcano will continue to make a difference. Now on Hawaii Island, West Hawaii, so Kona, all the way down to Ka'u, all the way up to Kauai High. Hazy conditions for the next 4 days. Hilo, it's going to be hazy later on today.
We're also going to turn gears and look to California now. They are cleaning up after some severe weather. Danya Backus has more.
Yeah, I'm loading up her story right now, and she just filed this report, just updated it, so here we go.
Heavy snow is falling in the Sierras northeast of Sacramento, the latest wave in a weeks-long barrage of nasty weather in California. Several more feet of snow are expected before it's over. In much of the state, torrential rain and heavy winds have been the problem. Another double dose of that is headed to the San Francisco area. A state of emergency has already been declared in Marin County as residents brace for more flooding and possible property damage. To the south in Los Angeles, crews are working on a giant sinkhole that swallowed 2 cars Monday night. They actually made the hole a little larger as they attempt to stabilize the area. The concern is the next storm could cause even more of the road to collapse.
Here in Studio City, crews are filling trucks to remove the mud and debris left behind after part of a hillside gave way.
In Ventura County, cleanup is underway at Molly Englehart's farm, where mud covers just about everything.
It was up to our knees running over the road. No water for 2 years, and then more water than we got in 2 years and 24 hours is not the business.
And in the central California town of Merced, it could take days for the floodwaters to completely recede. This family has water in every room of their home. They are trying to salvage as much as possible. Forecasters say there are several more storms lined up off the west coast. They are expected to come ashore over the weekend and extend through Monday. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, let's talk about the VOG some more. I got another live picture to show you. Billy V was just filling us in, and we lost this live picture right before that, and I wanted to show you. You know what that is. That's the crater cam that is just still pumping. I understand that fountain has died down just a bit there on top of Kilauea, but still pumping out lava. Still pumping out the particulates also that cause VOG, but as Billy just mentioned, the plus side to all that is those winds are in our favor this day, but that will change in the time to come. We have a complete story written up about all of this on your H&N digital platforms, and we really go into depth about it. So if you want to read more about it and see how long you will be suffering from those VOG conditions, I know I'm feeling it.
Yesterday was surprisingly bad.
So hazy, even at night.
Yeah, I thought we went outside on my drive-in. I thought there was a fire somewhere because it was so smoky or hazy. But glad to hear it'll be clearing up soon.
Even walking through like Cohijo, second layer Waikiki, I was still getting the VOG in the haze. All right, switching gears, let's get you a recap of the Golden Globes. Here's E.T.'s Kevin Frazier.
I am here on the gray carpet at the Beverly Hilton to share the surprises, snubs, and the big Globes moments that everyone is talking about.
The president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association wanted to have a one-on-one sit-down with me, and I said, no thanks.
Host Gerard Carmichael's opening had social media buzzing.
They haven't had a black host in 79 years. They're going to fire the first one? I'm unfireable.
He blasted the Globes for their problematic history, and they attempted to right their wrong by delivering a more diverse show.
And the Golden Globe goes to Angela Bassett, baby. Come on!
Angela won Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and of course, she honored her late co-star.
We were surrounded each and every day by the light and the spirit of Chadwick Boseman. It is a part of his legacy that he helped to lead us to.
Well, it's been a long time since I've been at the Globe. So.
When's the last time you were here?
1994.
Shut up. No.
29 years ago.
The night's theme, Perseverance.
And the Golden Globe goes to Michelle Yeoh.
Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy winner Michelle Yeoh gave a moving speech about believing her career was over until Everything Everywhere All at Once. The same goes for her co-star, who also won.
Ki Huy Quan.
Most remember Key as a child actor in films like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, so he had to thank the man who gave him his start.
I am so happy to see Steven Spielberg here tonight. Steven, thank you!
Steven had a big night too, winning Best Director and the Best Drama Award for The Fabelmans.
Gabriel said he would like for you to do a tequila shot.
If I did a tequila shot right now, it would take about 30 seconds for it to kick in, and it would take another probably 7 minutes for the ambulance to get here.
Hey, make sure you tune into ET tonight for our backstage interviews with the winners, all the wild gray carpet action, and the fashions, the moments that you might have missed, and so much more. For Entertainment Tonight, I'm Kevin Frazier.
Now to the latest on Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Miami head coach Mike McDaniel ruled him out, saying Tua has not yet cleared concussion protocol. For more on this, today on Sunrise, our Steve Uehara talked with Jesse Sapolu, who won 4 championships with the San Francisco 49ers. He's now an alumni coordinator with the team.
Jesse, we also know that you're good friends with Tua Tagovailoa and his family, and you've been following him since he was just a kid. Your thoughts this morning on hearing that he's not going to be playing this weekend, and how concerned are you for him?
Well, I think the best decision is Tua's health. Number one and foremost. And I think that I know Miami has the best chance to win if Tua was to play. But, if this was during our time, we didn't have such a protocol. And I think seeing some of the injuries that we experience in the NFL, I think it's best that we take advantage of all the knowledge that we have with the concussion thing and all the other injuries. But I think the best decision is to rest Tua until he's fully healthy.
Yeah, and I know you're close with the family and you've had conversations. What has he told you, or what advice have you given him along this way?
Well, I talked a lot to Ngalu Tangavailoa, to his dad, and, it comes down to what the doctors decide to do. Like I said, the NFL is so much better now in handling those situations, and I think the best decision is towards health long term. There's no doubt that Miami made the playoffs for the first time in a long time, but and a big part of that because of how Tua played during the season. And if they want their franchise quarterback to be healthy in the future, they need to take care of his health first and foremost.
All right. Also, big news in the world of sports. The Sony Open Pro-Am getting underway. Our Kyle Chinen is there. We're going to have a wrap-up of that coming up on later editions of H&N. Hey, guys, what do you say we take a look at what the internet is talking about today? And we just got in some amazing video, and Dylan has more on that.
Yeah, this is coming out of the Kona coast offshore of Makalavena Beach. Check out this video. This was taken by Kelsey Kauhane, a crew member working for Hawaiian Adventures Kona. Check out this. This is a close encounter with a whale. Absolutely stunning. They were following alongside the whale within their safe 200-yard distance from the boat when they say the whale suddenly turned and made a direct approach to them. She then continued to do circles around the boat for more than 30 minutes. And it's just absolutely beautiful. That whale video, truly once in a lifetime experience there.
Yeah, we got to get to another great experience you can check out tonight on KGMB, a classic game show making a comeback. We're talking about Lingo.
I love it.
Yeah, here's your preview.
This is a dream gig for me. What's your answer?
Salutatorian.
Excuse me? Now, we are the original word game, baby. For those of you who are not familiar with Lingo, Lingo is a word game that gives you the first letter and then 5 tries to find the answer to what that word is.
River, R-I-V-E-R.
The 2 teams that bank the most money in each round will earn a coveted spot in the Lingo Showdown at the end of the night, where one duo will walk away with both teams' winnings, plus an extra $50,000 jackpot. Let me warn you in advance, this game is so addictive. Oh, I don't know, my mind's going blank, no! This is a brand new Lingo. It's improved, it's faster paced, and I also bring a little bit of my kooky sass to this game.
I got bills to pay.
Okay, yeah, now you're talking my language.
We're gonna go with money. Money.
Viewers will love Lingo because it's more loose, it's more fun, it's more personable, and it really is a game for everyone. Did I blow your mind?
Hey, coming to KGMB tonight, 8 o'clock. Don't miss it.
Hosted by Mother RuPaul Charles.
You knew about Lingo. I don't remember that.
Game Show Network, early 2000s. It's the original Wordle.
Totally, it looks just like it.
Yeah, it's the same principle. Yellow if the letter is out of place, green if it's right, red if it's not a word. So it's like Wordle, but TV version, and Lingo came before Wordle. Let's
and
not
the
forget
contestants guess the letters, or they draw them?
They guess them.
Okay.
They guess them.
I'll
Yeah,
have to
it's a
check it out.
very intensive game for if you love words.
Yeah, again, KGMB tonight, brand new game show. Love all the game show comebacks.
Yeah,
really
super
do.
fun.
All right, that's it for very, very full. This is now a very busy day ahead. Look for the latest coming up first at 4 on KHNL. Aloha.